Stan Collymore broke Newcastle hearts. Tonight it's 20-year-old Fabio Carvalho with the last kick of the game, and Liverpool have won it.
Wow. What a finish. Newcastle hearts broken, but what a finish from Carvalho. It's all kicking off on the bench as well.
Astonishing. This fixture never lets you down.
It just looked like it wasn't going to happen for Liverpool, and it bounced around, but what a finish this is when it ends up at Carvalho's boots, and there's not much space to get in there past Pope, and this place has erupted.
Happy birthday, Fabio Carvalho, and what an important goal that is for Liverpool. Anfield is alive. Five minutes of additional time became almost 9, but Liverpool have won it. And the young man whose name is up in lights is Fabio Carvalho. There's a sporting handshake between the two managers, between the respective coaching staffs.
Smile. Happy birthday. What a fantastic finish to the game.
Cheers. Yeah, I was just there in the right area. I was just there in the right area, and happily it fell for me. And yeah, like, look at this. What else do you expect with these fans? It just kept us going, and it's just amazing to be here. So
the pressure was building. You kept trying. Did you think it was going to be one of those nights when you just didn't make it?
To be fair, like, within our DNA, we just keep going, and we've shown that today through the fans. They've helped us so much, and I want to say a big thank you to them, because without them, this wouldn't be possible. But we stuck to the game plan, like you said. We kept going, kept pushing, and finally we did get the goal, and the well-deserved 3 points.
A little bit more of an edge in the celebrations tonight because of the way that Newcastle were trying to slow down the game, break things up.
Yeah, that's what they were doing today, and it was a bit frustrating at times because they had players going down, but let's not talk about them, let's talk about us and how good we was today and how well we stuck to the game plan, which is to keep going, playing our way, and we got to deserve the win.
It's essential after that 9-0 at the weekend to carry on that momentum.
Yeah, hopefully we can build on this. We definitely built on the result the other day, and yeah, many more to come hopefully, and we just need to keep going, keep working, and then more wins will come.
That all sounds very nice, but when you get back into that dressing room, it's going to be chaos, so enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much to Des there. Fabio Carvalho with a 98th minute winner here. 2-1 it finished between Liverpool and Newcastle. Let's take a look at what else happened elsewhere in the Premier League this evening. It was a goalless draw between Bournemouth and Wolves. Arsenal have made it 5 wins out of 5, beating Aston Villa. Jesus and Martinelli with the goals there. A huge 6-0 win for Manchester City. Erling Haaland with a hat-trick in that one. That's now 9 Premier League goals in 5 games for him. That's more than any player in Premier League history has scored in their first 5 games. 2 for Alvarez and 1 for Cancelo in that one. And it finished 1-1 between West Ham and Tottenham. Tomorrow, Leicester City take on Manchester United. That's live on BT Sport 1. So Arsenal stay top. Their 100% start intact. It is 5 wins from 5. Manchester City up in second. For Liverpool, they're in 5th now, but 7 behind Arsenal and 5 points now behind Manchester City. And down at the bottom, Newcastle in 11th place, 6 points from their opening 5 games. Aston Villa, another defeat for them tonight, down in 19th place. And Leicester City in action tomorrow, sit bottom. So we go from Merseyside to Milan and Cardiff. So much to get excited about this Saturday. Save the day so you don't miss a thing. Rio Ferdinand, Steve McManaman and Shay Given alongside me. These games don't disappoint between these two, do they, Steve? There's been so many classics over the years.
There has, and in a different way. Tonight was the same. Very, very nervy start by Liverpool. I thought Newcastle were excellent in their plan of how to play. It almost paid off, didn't it? Liverpool were better in the second half, made chances, had possession. But I thought the back line of Newcastle were excellent today, and they just got undone by a little bit of fortune, really. You know, Liverpool kept it alive at the end, and it fell to Fabio Carvalho, who of course finished it really, really well. But they were quite dominant at Newcastle set-piece wise, so it was Liverpool got away with one today.
You can see the relief from Jurgen Klopp at the end, the way he celebrated that goal. It really looked like Newcastle were going to stay unbeaten. Yeah,
and as Maka said earlier, that it would have been a very different kind of story and picture if they hadn't won this game. But they win the first contact and they just keep it alive. Mo Salah at the back post, bit of fortune, and it's a real clinical finish in the end. But Lascelles, who goes for the first challenge with Gomez, as he gets on his feet here, you see him limping. He's got cramp. And I just wonder, maybe who else could have gone? Wood maybe was good in the air to go for that first contact. Where is he? Where's Byrne? But it's difficult in the midst of the game and stuff to sort that out. You need to communicate and stuff, but with hindsight, it's very easy. But that man there, I think on the touchline, it was as good a game on the touchline as it was on the pitch, because both benches were going at each other, and so you saw the relief and the little smile from Klopp at the end was a nice touch from him. Yeah,
he was a frustrated figure on the touchline in that first half. It felt like Newcastle were getting under his skin, and you could see the satisfaction he took at the end there, Steve.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. He mentioned it before the game, didn't he, when he was with our interview? And Shay mentioned it. He knew that they would try and break up play. He knew that they would go down at every opportunity. He knew that they were trying to time waste, which is acceptable. It's up to the referee to deal with that. I've got no problem with it. But you could see he was getting very frustrated with it. He was getting very frustrated with their bench. So we don't know what was going on between their bench. Maybe Des will have a better idea. But there was certainly a lot of to and fro from them. And as you said, you know, the right smile at the end when they got the winner says it all. He was very relieved, wasn't he, at the end?
Absolutely, and it was Firmino got them back into the game, Shay, in the second half. As Steve said, they were much improved, weren't they, after half-time?
They were improved, they were better. I mean, the goal was brilliant. It's a brilliant goal from Firmino, no doubt about that. But I just go from a Newcastle point of view, they'll go away feeling, you know, deflated, unlucky, because I felt that a draw would have been enough, or deserved at least. But this is a brilliant goal from Firmino. It makes it look so simple in the end. Great play from Salah, he just puts a weight of the pass. And he makes it look so easy. It's not an easy finish. Look, some people would slash at it, try and hit it too hard. He literally just strokes it into the far corner and beats Nick Pope. I mean, Nick had a great game tonight as well.
They didn't do that often enough, Liverpool, tonight. You know, right through the lines, goalkeeper, Fabinho, Elliott, Salah, and it was a goal. They didn't do that enough. They did it a lot of times against Bournemouth, or Bournemouth allowed them to do it.
Yeah.
Newcastle didn't do it. And the one time they switched off tonight, Newcastle, the two forwards, they got played through them. That was it. It was back at the net time.
How disappointed will Newcastle be, Rio, with the way Liverpool cut through them for that?
Yeah, they will, and I think it's disappointing for them. But then you have to give credit to Newcastle. I think they set up perfectly well with Eddie Howe and the way that they were. Very hard to play through. And you look at the clips and you think, wow, one opportunity to do it and you get punished. And they were so slick, they were so clean with it. And when you get into those areas with Mo Salah and Firmino, who are clinical and decisive, you get punished.
Talk us through it then. What stood out for you?
Well, the main thing for me was the way that they allowed them to get set. I think at first these three players here were very good in the first half in stopping the ball, getting through those lines. But here the ball gets played into Fabinho, and immediately he turns and faces the game. And this wasn't on earlier in the game at other points in the first half. That space and the ability to play the ball through there wasn't on. Maka mentioned it, straight balls. It becomes available, they take it, and at that point, once that happens, you see these guys come alive. They start making moves and they start spreading and stretching the Newcastle back line. And Harvey Elliott, I thought, was exceptional tonight at times, plays the ball through, and then Liverpool never disappoint in this area. They get bodies forward, and it's a great ball. The vision here from Salah with the bodies in a way to see that pass there, and the way he finishes this, it was almost like slow-mo in real time because it was so calm and cool under that pressure with that amount of bodies around him to do that, as you said, really calm and cool and a decisive finish. Yeah,
cool finish. And you've got Nunez coming back from suspension, haven't you, for the derby at the weekend. Is that a big call for Klopp? What do you do?
Oh, I don't think he'll play. I don't, particularly in a derby match. And
he sticks with Firmino.
Yeah, I'd say so at the moment. I think bodies are getting back in. Matip was on the bench, wasn't he? Curtis Jones has only said Diogo Jota's going to play, or is going to start training, which is good, because they are still lacking that little bit of quality. Yes, they've got youngsters on, inexperience on, who will try. And Carvalho was brilliant yet again today. Harvey Elliott, excellent. But I think once they get a little bit more experience up top with Jota, with Nunez, there'll be a different proposition Liverpool going forward, particularly.
They keep going behind in games, don't they? But they've earned 25 points from losing positions since the start of last season. Does that kind of sum up Klopp's mentality monsters?
Yeah, and I think he'll look at it like that, but also I think he'll, behind closed doors, be saying, listen, you better sort this out. And he'll be looking at ways to make sure they start games. We spoke to him before the game and he mentioned about almost taking the warm-up into the first part of the game and getting hurt and getting punished for it. Now, they've had the ability and they've had fortune at times to get through that, but there's going to come a time where it's not going to work and they're going to lose games because of it. So they've got to iron that out and sort it out very quickly, because they're already points behind. 7 points, I think, behind Arsenal and 5 points behind City.
Now,
so
yeah.
They can't afford to keep doing that. And that takes a lot out of you as well, physically and mentally. So sometimes you want some easy games where you're beating teams, but like City are beating teams at the moment. They become easy games chalked off. Not much in terms of physical kind of taken out of you in terms of durability. But listen, these are a great team. They've got, like you say, mentally they're fantastic. But Newcastle, if you flip to them, Eddie Howe will be devastated. But what can he say? What does he say to them?
Well, let's find out, shall we, and see just how gutted Eddie Howe is, because he's with Des.
Dramatic finish, Eddie. A heartbreaker for you, I suppose.
Yeah, it's painful, that. Oh, that is painful. Really proud of the players, proud of everybody, really, the commitment given to the game, the execution of the game plan. But yeah, that's very painful.
You asked the players to play without fear. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, I think for long spells of the game, yes. I think when you're in the lead here, naturally it becomes a different game. We had to withstand pressure. We had to defend very, very well, and we did for big periods. I don't really remember them having too many clear-cut chances. Yes, they had pressure, they had long shots, but I thought we defended really well. The last goal's a heartbreaker, really, for us.
Yeah, I mean, you had done so well. Alexander Isak had made a fantastic debut. He looked really, really sharp.
Yeah, he looked really good. We didn't anticipate him playing the whole game. He hadn't done a huge amount of training since he's joined us. I think he picked up a bit of a knock, a dead leg during the game as well. So we wanted to protect him, but yeah, he looks a special player.
Yeah, it's a great entrance. I mean, and also the reshuffle at the back. I mean, he stood up to Liverpool pretty well.
I did really well. I thought everybody did well. All the changes, the players came in. Yeah, can't fault anybody. It was a great effort.
You were frustrating Liverpool, obviously. They're accusing you of time wasting and players going down with cramp. That added an edge to this.
Yeah, it's a Premier League game. There's so much at stake. We had players that were fatigued. We had one day's less recovery than Liverpool. We've given everything to every game that we've had so far, so there was no gamesmanship from our perspective. I think it was just tired bodies. Obviously, second half we wanted to slow the game down. They wanted to quicken it up. So natural frustrations against two polar opposite needs, really.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
Yeah, Eddie Howe saying it was painful. His side so close to taking a point off Manchester City and Liverpool tonight. It's hard to think about it now, but plenty of positives for them to take out of that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give Eddie great credit. I think his game plan was perfect tonight. You know, obviously they've conceded in the last kick of the game. But you know, Nick Pope made a couple of saves, but not they weren't cut open. They were really solid, really hard to beat. And you think of the players missing tonight: two centre halves, Guimaraes in midfield, Wilson up top, say Maximum. You know, there's got a lot of players missing tonight, so they'll take a lot of credit from that. But at the same time, you're getting on that bus back up to Newcastle tonight, and the fans and the management and the players, you're going to be low, because taking a point away from here would have been a brilliant result for them going into Saturday, you know, against Crystal Palace. So I feel for Eddie and his staff, but you know, I think they put a really good game plan today and just unlucky at the death.
It is going to feel like a long, long journey later on, I'm sure. Eddie Howe absolutely deflated.
Fit for long, but he is a goal scorer, and you can never have enough of those in your team. So when everything is competitive, you need lots of goal scorers, you need lots of strikers, and it's a great backup to have just in case he is.
And they got Chris Wood.
Yeah, let's not forget Chris Wood.
You know, he's one of his signings. You know, helped him stay in the Premier League. So Eddie likes his qualities as well. He can mix his game up. You know, he can change the way he wants to play. Whatever he does when he sends people out on that pitch, they always know their jobs. And it might not always be the same playing philosophy. Sometimes you tweak it. So Chris Wood might have an opportunity to play. He may play Isak with Callum Wilson. That'd be exciting to see.
Yeah.
Newcastle fans would love that. They would like a striker up there. They like even more when there's two of them on the pitch.
Well, let's get the Liverpool perspective now. Here is a rather delighted Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen, that was a fascinating struggle. You fought back, you kept pushing, but we're never short of drama at Anfield, are we?
Oh, perfect moment actually to win this game, because it was difficult game, very passionate, aggressive defending opponent, and yeah, obviously it's difficult to pick up the rhythm from a game which everything clicked immediately. Then you find yourself in a situation where it's not clicking immediately. You give the ball away a little bit. I told the boys in half-time, even before it was we were 1-0 down, we looked in situation a little bit desperate already. We didn't play the extra pass. Always when we did that, we were immediately really dangerous, and so we had to force ourselves to keep the calm a little bit more, and to keep going. And so in the end, obviously, we forced it, and it was a wonderful goal from the birthday kid from yesterday. And yeah, it feels this is the best way to win a football game. To be honest, I don't need it every week, but if you can do it once or twice, then it's really good.
Is there a little bit more satisfaction in the fact that Newcastle were trying to spoil the game, break up the rhythm, use anything that could run the clock?
You said it. I think that we scored up in 90 plus 8 is the perfect response to that, to be honest. And I'm really happy about that, but nothing else to say.
Yeah, and the goal scorer, I mean, it's a fantastic moment for him, just a personal moment.
Oh, yeah. For him, it's not personal, but it is a personal, great moment. Already his second goal, only here for a few weeks, and fantastic boy. We brought him, we changed pretty much everything. We brought him on 6-6, and he can play that as well. We are very offensive orientated, but he can still play it, and very important for us. And if a boy is as good as he is, and then he needs the moments as well, like where you really get it, and that's a goal obviously helps the most.
And after that 9-0, you really needed that win tonight just to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. It's true. But if you won't get it, we have to take it as well. But won't have got it, let me say like this. But it's massive. Feels great. We will remember it for years and years, because we had once a 3-2 at Newcastle where Divock Origi with his shoulder scored pretty late. So these are the things you have to push it through. I'm not 100% sure that all believed until the end, but from now on they have to, because we showed again it's possible.
A nice way to go into the Mersey derby this weekend.
Yeah, coming thick and fast, let me say like this. And obviously we have another problem with Hendo, that he left with his hamstring, so that's obviously not helpful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, it will pretty much be, 2 games a week now for those teams involved in the Champions League and the Premier League for the next few weeks. It did actually get a little bit spicy on the touchline, didn't it, after the Carvalho goal went in? But understandable given the fact that emotions are running high in that situation?
Well, they was obviously aggrieved, Liverpool, that Newcastle wasted a little bit of time. And like Jurgen said there, it's a perfect response to scoring in the 98th minute. And they're practically saying, serves you right. You know, referee added a little bit too much on, in my opinion. He went over the top. But you see Jason Tindall there, Eddie Howe's assistant, saying, where's the time come from? Where did you find the time to the full official? So, look, you can understand it from both points of view, but it's great. Who don't like to see that?
Everyone loves to see it, don't they? A little bit of drama on the touchline.